Hey everybody, what is going on? I'm finally back with a new video. There's exciting times right now because there is stuff going on literally in every major franchise I love right now. We got it in Halloween, we got it in Scream, we got it in Nightmare on Elm Street, we got it in Friday the 13th. So lots to talk about there. I'm working on some new cosplay stuff and some old stuff. And I have some pickups to go over as well. Halloween the game releases in less than a month now. It's exciting times, so let's get into it. All right, so let's start with A Nightmare on Elm Street. Now, most of you, I'm sure, have heard by now, over the last few weeks, it's been announced that we are finally getting a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. So of course everybody is really excited, and the talk basically went to who should play the next Freddy Krueger, right? I mean, that's been the big topic for a while now. I'm not going to get into that in great detail, maybe a little bit later, but anyway, point is, Paramount announces they're going to be making a new Nightmare on Elm Street film. Very exciting. And then all of a sudden, not too long after, Warner Brothers comes out and says, well, we're remaking a Nightmare on Elm Street. We're doing a shot-for-shot remake with Lee Cronin. You know? And everybody's kind of going, huh? And as soon as we start to realize what's going on, a lot of the Friday the 13th flashback fans are going to be a little concerned, I'm sure, because of what happened with the lawsuit with Friday the 13th. It really screwed everything up. Screwed up that game so badly. But I mean, just the delays and the problems, it's just not good, you know? So, yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of it. But for one studio to have a plan, they're going to shot-for-shot remake it, and Lee Cronin's going to do it, and I thought, well, what? Huh? Why? You know, the original is the original, and that's what made it so great. I'm sure a shot-for-shot remake, okay. I mean, we know what to expect. I know Texas Chainsaw Massacre's reboot in 2003. That wasn't quite a shot-for-shot remake, but there were definitely a lot of shots that were redone from the original. But it wasn't obviously a shot-for-shot remake. I think something like that would be okay. But shot-for-shot remake, I just don't think it's a very good idea. But that's kind of the least of my concerns. I'm more concerned that there's two studios that are almost going to race each other, or it just sounds like such a bad idea for the franchise, and I'm a little worried that everything's going to be kind of screwed up. So I think they really need to work together and do something substantial. So anyway, that's some pretty big news there from the Nightmare on Elm Street. So as you guys know, I do cosplay the Part 2 Freddy Krueger, and I have been always trying to improve it as I go. The sweater that I use, sadly, is a Spirit Halloween sweater, if I'm honest. But it's an early one, at least, where the stripe scheme is true to what Part 2 should be. The stripes are in the approximate location where they should be. It's red with green stripes. Now if you go in there, nothing lines up. There's more stripes. Sometimes they're green on the neck, and it's a mess now. So it's not an absolutely terrible sweater, but it's obviously very low quality. Well, I recently decided to go ahead and have a proper sweater made. So I went to a sweater maker with my measurements, more or less, and I placed an order to get a more screen accurate Part 2 sweater. So I am looking to improve that, and that'll be coming, down the road. I don't know if it'll be here in time for Halloween or anything, but that's okay. It's not like it matters in time for Halloween for that, but that is something that is on the go there. All right, so I'm not going to go over it in great depth, but who do you think should play the next Freddy? I mean, I won't beat around the bush. I'll just tell you, for me, way back when I saw Cowboys and Aliens, I saw Walton Goggins on there, and I remember thinking, what a great character actor this guy was, and he's got this heavy brow and these deep sunken eyes, and I thought he'd probably look really good in Freddy makeup. You know, I just remember thinking, I wonder. And I've seen him in a bunch of things since then. Oddly enough, not Fallout. Fallout, I guess, is really popular and stuff, and it's based on the video game, blah, blah, blah. And he's wearing makeup in that. I didn't even know that. But anyway, he was my choice for Freddy Krueger. I thought he would do a really good job. Providing they were doing the Freddy Krueger like I wanted to see. You know, go back to scary Freddy Krueger. You know, like the first two films, Scary, where Freddy wasn't so much a comedian. He might have a line or two, but it was kind of a creepy line or a scary line. It was not just comedy and looking for a sound clip, you know. So I hope they go that direction and keep him scary. You know, I hope they keep his glove looking a little more like the original. I think that would add some nice nostalgic flavor. And they just do a good job with the story. I don't think a shot-for-shot remake is a great idea, as I already mentioned, but I really like Walton Goggins. I think he's a pretty good choice. You might say he's a little older because he's like just about mid-50s, but the guy's in incredible shape if you see him. I mean, he's pretty shredded. Like I think there'd be no problem playing that role for multiple films if that's where they go with it, but I don't hate that idea. Now, the other choice for me is if they want to go with somebody a little younger, like maybe 30s, I thought Jamie Campbell Bower would be a great choice. I know some people might not like it with the whole Vecna thing, but I think that showed that he can definitely handle a makeup and he can act through it very well. And he's a really fine actor. Like, he really is a very skilled actor, and he's a unique looking guy. He'd probably look pretty cool in the makeup as well. But I think without a doubt he could pull it off, and he would care enough about a role like that to do a really good job, I think, as well. So I do like him as a choice. The other one that's been going around a bit, the other serious ones, mind you, there's lots of ones here and there. You know, there's a lot of cosplayers and stuff here and there that do a great job looking like Freddy. But I don't think they're looking to, you know, to just copy Robert's exact look. You know, I don't think that's what they're looking to do. I mean, maybe they'd want to have touches that, you know, remind you of that, but with a new Freddy, a new face that, you know, it's going to be tough. But anyway, that kind of brings me to the other one that I've been hearing a lot about, and that's Michael Levy. Now, he's a guy who was in, I believe he was in Terrifier or something. I'm not really sure, but he's a fairly young dude. I would say he's in his probably mid-30s, and he, you know, really resembles Robert Englund quite a bit. I mean, he has a picture of the two of them side by side and everything, and the profile's very similar, the shape of the faces, and he does one hell of a good Freddy voice. He sounds great. I think he would honestly do a great job.
Welcome to prime time, bitch! Welcome to my nightmare.
But just like I mentioned with the cosplayers, I think the problem is it's too much copying Robert Englund. Like, you're trying to get a guy that looks like Robert. We got to concentrate on Robert. He's got to look like Robert. I don't see them going that way, to be honest. Even though this guy looks like a young Robert Englund, if they were going to go for that and they wanted to copy Robert's look, he may be the guy to go to. He really looks a lot like a young Robert. But anyway, or maybe did he play him? I thought somebody said something like he played a young Robert and something. I don't know for sure, but there was quite a bit of talk about him here and there online, and yeah, I don't see them going that way. You know, I just think they want to do a different thing. They don't want to just copy Robert. You know, that's just my feelings on it anyway. Okay, and on to the Friday the 13th franchise. Now, this is kind of relevant right now because of the upcoming Calgary Horror Con. I haven't really got a chance to talk about it yet since a lot of these guests were announced, but they have believe it or not, secured Tom Matthews. So Tom Matthews, the one and only Tommy Jarvis from Jason Lives, Part 6, my favorite, is going to be at the Calgary Horror Con. So that's super exciting. I'm hoping to get my, well, I guess it's my son's mask now because he wrote it out. Sorry, excuse me. CJ and Kane on the Part 7 wrote them out to my son. So I guess they're his masks now, but we want to get those signed, as well as some other stuff. And of course, Tom Matthews is not only Tommy Jarvis, but he was in both Return of the Living Dead and Return of the Living Dead 2, a couple of my favorite zombie movies. Well, one is my favorite zombie movie, of course, but I enjoy the second one quite a bit as well. But the first one's just such a classic. I really, really love it. So it's exciting that he is finally coming. I've never had the chance to meet him. And I really, really hope that they're going to give him a photo op kind of deal like they did with James Jude Courtney when he came up. Because I'd really like to put on the cosplay, you know, and get a picture with Tom Matthews. That'd be very, very cool. But I'll probably only do that, I'm thinking, if he has like a dedicated photo op. Because if it's at the table, it won't be the same. Like I'd like to be able to go up to his table and get some autographs and like meet him, you know, mask off and everything, looking like a normal person, a fan, you know, telling him how much I love the movie and all that stuff. So I guess we'll see what happens. I haven't heard anything about if there's going to be photo ops or what yet, but I'm hoping there is, and I'm hoping I can do the cosplay. But also at the HorrorCon, there's a whole bunch of the cast of the Monster Squad that's going, so I'm super pumped for that because I love that film. I always have. Met Duncan there actually last year. Duncan Regier, I think it's pronounced. He signed the corner of this thing for me, and I'm hoping to get a whole bunch of the cast to sign the rest of it. So like, I mean, Andre Gower is going, Ryan Lambert, you know, most of the OGs. I forget her name, but the of course the neighbor next door that Rudy was so in love with. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. So it'll be very cool to see them all, and Phoebe and everybody else. So I'm really looking forward to that. And there's some other really cool guests too. I should get into it a little bit more in another video, but I just wanted to mention that. So in the meantime, with my Friday the 13th cosplay, of course, I've been trying to get it finished. So I've sourced a sheath for the Ram 2 hunting knife that I have. I never did get the proper sheath. I was going to get one. The whole thing fell out a while back. It was a video I made a few years ago, and I haven't got back to completing it. But I finally got that together and sourced it, so that should be coming fairly soon. Should be here in time, so that's good. I have to do a few other little finishing touches. I never did put the paintball stain on the shirt, just because I was going to leave it off. And then I thought, well, if I'm wearing the belt and going to be doing the whole thing, you should have the paintball scene, because they go hand in hand. So add the paintball shot, and then I would like to finish this sucker. As you know, this is the top of the fence spear post, if you will, that Tommy tore out at the cemetery and started stabbing Jason with, where he was hit by lightning with, etc. So I have the top and the bottom of this, and all I need to do is go out and get myself a wooden dowel, because I wanted to use wood because it's more rigid. That's what was recommended anyway. And I went out and picked that up. So I have a 6-foot dowel that I have to paint, and I have to get all that together. But that's going to be another exciting piece to help finish it off. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited to get an opportunity to show it at the Calgary HorrorCon. So I hope that they're going to do a photo op with Tom Matthews. Otherwise, I'm going to probably have to get in line twice, I guess, because yeah, I don't want to meet him when I have all the gear on, and it's a real pain to pull it all off when you're there, you know, with the hood and everything. So yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. That's coming up in October though. Super excited for it. Okay, so on to the Halloween franchise news. Now, this is mostly basically all the hype that's going on with Halloween the game right now. Everybody's really excited to play it. The pre-orders get to start September 4th. September 8th is the official release. the digital, and then of course there is a physical that releases. I think it's October 8th or so. It's about a month later. But anyway, if you order the digital copy, you can start playing on the 4th, and of course there's perks. You're gonna get different skins with the digital pre-order. I think you get the Phantom Myers, and then with the collector's edition, there's a few other skins and some surprises and stuff that they haven't announced yet, but they just say there's going to be a few more things in there. There's also counselor skins and stuff too. Now that was interesting because I kind of assumed there was going to be a physical release. I mean, there should be. There was for like Evil Dead and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and there was usually some kind of pre-order thing where you could get maybe a deluxe version or something that had more to it. So I was kind of expecting it, that they would want to double dip, and sure enough, they did. So I came home from work one day and I just saw it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And it's like, oh, these are released and they're up for pre-order. And I'm like, holy shit, because it was news that had been out for 3-4 hours. And I thought, oh no, like, I hope they're not sold out already, So I started looking for them online, and it was like sold out, and I started going, oh no, what has happened here, right? Because I mean, I need the memo, man. If I just knew when it was out, I stop what I'm doing, and I'll get it taken care of, right? Anyway, luckily I found one through, I think it was Video Games Plus. It's a Canadian video game, like, website kind of thing. Anyway, I was able to secure one there, and at the time I think it said there were like 6 or 7 left, so there was maybe half a dozen left after I bought that of the Xbox. Anyway, the Sony still said they were in stock, but they weren't showing the number yet, but they were probably dwindling as well. So I jumped all over that because I needed to get one for sure, and I wanted to be able to play the game with it and the rest of it, even though it would be nice to be able to keep one sealed, because it's a big time collector's item, man. I've waited my whole life for this Halloween game, so I really hope it's lives up to the hype. Anyway, so a little bit of time passes, a week or two goes by, and when I was originally looking for this, of course I tried all the usual channels. You can try Amazon or your local video game stores and stuff, EB Games or GameStop or whatever it is here in Canada. But anyway, I didn't really have any luck through any of those, and the Amazon ones were all sold out, of course. Like I said, when I jumped on there, they were already all gone. We do not know if this item will be back in stock, that kind of thing, right? So anyway, so like I said, a week or two later, I'm on Amazon, the Canadian site, because it's usually where I'm looking, unless I'm looking for something more exclusive. But I was on there, and when I originally was looking, by the way, I checked the Canadian site. The Canadian site didn't have it whatsoever. It was only the US site. So all of a sudden, I'm on the Canadian site, and it pops up, and they have them, and I'm like, holy shit. And it must have just happened, like in the last hour I was online or whatever, because nobody had heard anything, and there were people posting all over. Like, anybody know where to get one? Like, they're totally sold out here and sold out here, and everybody was pretty much screwed. So they pop up on Canadian Amazon. I'm like, holy shit, they're here. So what did I do? Of course I secured one more. No, not to scalp it, but to keep an intact collector edition that I'll have. That's, I'm a Halloween nerd. What can I say? Halloween, I got a real soft spot for that one. Love my Halloween merch. But anyway, so that's kind of cool that I have a couple secured. Plus the fact that Video Games Plus is going to get their stuff probably a little bit later, and then they have to send it out. And through Amazon, you're going to get it about as fast as you can once it's released. It'll still be certainly after most people in the US and the rest of it get it, but it shouldn't be more than a day or two behind instead of like a week or two like it normally is. Anyway, so that's something I'm super excited for there. The other thing that had come out recently with some Halloween news is many of you probably have seen the Michael Myers animatronic that Spirit Halloween has this year. And it's actually pretty cool. I know some people are crapping on it, but I mean, for an animatronic and what goes into it, It's pretty cool. I mean, it's licensed, so you have the Halloween theme, you have Laurie's theme, and you know, he moves around and stuff, which is kind of cool. And it's subtle movement, so it's pretty cool, pretty believable. It's a little disappointing that the mask it's actually like hard plastic and it doesn't come off, because I thought it'd be cool to swap out the mask for something a little more accurate. Obviously not that. Can you imagine leaving that outside, like in your yard on a animatronic, as if somebody's not going to go and just gone, you know, like not going to happen. But I do have some other ones, you know, like back there and maybe here or something that I might gamble something like that if that was the case. But no, I didn't get it. Just want to let you know. I did go and see Spirit Halloween for the first time this year over at West Edmonton Mall, a great big mall. That's one of the only places that are open. There's one there and there's one way on the south side of the city that's a long ways from me. And there's also a couple others that are opening that are way closer to me that are still not open. And the West Edmonton Mall one opened, I think, pretty much right at the beginning of August, or certainly the first couple days in. So it's a little strange it's taking this long, and I check pretty much every day and it just opens in August. It's like, but when in August? Can you give me any idea? So still waiting on those two. Otherwise I would have probably done a little walkthrough and stuff. I did get some cool videos from Spirit when I went to the West End one. All right. Okay, Mikey. That's awesome. Xenomorph is there as well, which is probably the coolest animatronic I've seen. Didn't see any Freddy's from Five Nights at Freddy's because that bear is apparently only available in stores and people are going a little crazy for him and they're getting scalped for gigantic money because that is a very very popular franchise. So people are pumping up the price and some people are paying it. Classic beer. Anyway, back to the Myers one. The Myers one I thought looks pretty good. His hair needs to radically be worked on. If you fix the hair enough, it would look more decent. It is still pretty expensive, but for what it is, for an animatronic, it's pretty cool. I've seen some terrible Michael Myers ones in my day. And speaking of terrible Michael Myers animatronics, you guys got to see this one that Canadian Tire here is selling. And I guess it's Canadian Tire because they are, so I guess, the same company as Party City, which I didn't know. Kind of makes sense that they have that animatronic now, but apparently they have one it's about $100, marked down from $300, and it's called Mike Myers. And it looks, here, I'll see if I can find the video for you anyway, but it looks like this. Pretty terrible, and the music that it plays, of course, isn't licensed and sounds nothing like the Halloween music. It just sounds like this crazy mess. And it really makes me laugh, and I think it's very funny. It'd be great to put that side by side with the Spirit Halloween one, just to say, you know, here's a $100 one, and here's a $450 one. This stuff matters, you know. It's pretty funny. Anyway, that's pretty much what is going on with the Halloween franchise. Okay, so on to the Scream franchise. Now, Scream is still pretty popular right now. A lot of people are still talking about Scream 7, and there's this hate on for it, and this whole battle, and this whole Melissa Barrera thing, and man, is it ridiculous. For me, like I've mentioned before, I thought Scream 7 was kind of in the middle of the pack for me. I didn't hate it. It could have been better. Yeah, of course. And they screwed up the whole Stu thing. Oh my goodness. But anyway, my point is Scream is still kind of at the forefront of conversation right now. And the big thing going on right now with it is the 30th anniversary of the film. It's coming up this December. Can't believe it's been 30 years. Holy shit. Crazy. Anyway, there is a 30th anniversary mask, okay, that Fun World is producing. They've produced it. I've told you guys about it before. I pre-ordered 2 of these 30th anniversary masks back in March, I'm sure it was. So we're talking a long time ago, and it was Halloween Asylum. And a few weeks ago, they started showing up online because UK was getting them. And there's a lot of people posting there. And then last week, I started seeing people in the States with it. And I knew mine would be not far behind. And of course, I actually have a little box right here. And it's killing me not opening this, but I have to do it on camera. It's really important because those 30th anniversary masks in there, I want to compare them to my Gen 1 and my Gen 2 that's back over here. Can't really see it very well, but it's back there. Just to see how similar they look. You know, and a bunch of people have done this already, and I don't care. I know I'm not going to be first to doing something like that, but just with regards to mine, because I know where these came from. Like mine, I bought in '97. Bought one with the costume with the bib mask, and I bought, you know, the regular glow in the dark fearsome faces with that sort of purplish looking tag. I wish I still had the tag. I don't, but that's definitely what it was. It still glows in the dark. It still has a faint vanilla scent too. You can still smell that after all these years a little bit. It's not as strong as these new ones are, but I heard the 30ths smell like vanilla. They very much resemble a Gen 1 mold, and some of them look a little different, and you can play with them a little, so I might do that. I might try to do a little reshaping and stuff, but I thought it'd be great to have them, of course, as a cheaper substitute for a cosplay mask that looks really high quality. But, you know, I'm really used to using that Gen 2 mask for most of my cosplaying. Like, I gave it a full, you know, movie-style shroud. Just the simple kind. I sort of converted it all to that just for that very purpose, because I didn't want to do anything to the Gen 1 I have. I didn't even want to sew on a shroud. So anyway, the 30th anniversary costumes apparently are out as well, and some people are saying they're seeing them at Spirit, and that's in the States, so maybe Spirit's going to get the 30th? I'd be surprised. I know when the aged ones came out, like this style here, after Scream 6 came out, I figured Spirit probably wouldn't have them right away when they're new. They usually don't get them first year, and a lot of times in Canada we're usually behind, right? So I was fully expecting that, and I pre-ordered a couple of those back in the day, and by the time I got them, and of course it's more expensive when you pre-order and you ship and you're importing in some cases, it gets pricey. And you go to Spirit and there they are, and you're like, what the fuck? What was the point of pre-ordering it? Anyway, I hope that doesn't happen with the 30th anniversary. But I guess if they show up everywhere, they show up everywhere, and that's fine too. But I do want to get my hands on one of the 30th anniversary costumes just to see the improvements. I hear so far the fabric's thicker, and it has that sort of sparkly on both sides of the streamers now on the arms. I guess it was only on one side before. I forget, because the 25th anniversary that I had, I actually sold last year to a guy. So I don't have that particular robe anymore. I just have my original 1996. That's, you know, the one from John Gritton. And of course the Scream 6 robe that I had done. It's sort of a mid-grade. Like, it's the look and cut and size and everything matches Scream 6 quite well, but the material is not the real deal. Yeah, it's a lot of money, of course, getting those kind of robes. But anyhow, I thought it'd be really nice to have a 30th just to sort of compare it to see how different it is, you know, or how not different, I guess you could say. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to doing a video on that real soon on the 30th anniversary mask and comparing them to my originals, just to get a side-by-side kind of look. I hear the chin stamps are also Fun World did and look pretty much the same, which I found to be a little crazy. I still think if that's what they did, I don't think it's a good move. I think they should have done something to easily differentiate the originals from these remakes. You know, with something. I'm not saying on the front of the mask or anywhere where it matters, but maybe somewhere, maybe the chin stamp is a little bit more of a modern design or something. And I get, you know, replica, the whole idea of that. I mean, I love replicas and stuff, and I get that. I'm just thinking some people could be ripped off, I suppose. I know the shroud is completely different. It's supposed to be a full hood like this 25th anniversary here, but it's supposed to have hooks, I guess, that come off and give you a very basic movie-like shroud that you would wear underneath a robe with a hood. So that's kind of cool. I heard the 30th anniversary costumes also apparently have Velcro to help secure them, so they've taken some serious steps, I guess. So looking forward to getting my hands on one of those. So if I come across one at our Spirit Halloween, great, I'll probably pick one up. A lot of cool stuff at Spirit, by the way, this year. There's some real cool stuff out. I heard the Ghostface skull sculpture thing is hard to find. I was there and there were 3 of them right there, and they had the Jason Universe bust with the machete, kind of like the Michael Myers one, you know, carving the pumpkin. It's the machete carving the pumpkin. The Michael Myers one came out several years ago, and I know that was a big deal. That was like a big item. But now they have a whole bunch. So they got a Jason Universe one. They got a really cool one of Pennywise, where the balloon looks really realistic, super cool. It's a Bill Skarsgård Pennywise. So 2017 style. Very cool. They have lots of cool stuff. So I'm looking forward to my closer ones opening, you know, and being able to check them out and hopefully see some of these 30th anniversary masks and stuff. But anyway, I'll be working on that video soon, so definitely watch for that in the not too distant future. And one of the other things that's coming up soon is the Edmonton Expo. So that always happens in September. It's basically 3 days of cosplaying. That's what I'd like to do. I'd like to go every day if I can. Last year I went on the Friday, I think, with my wife, and we just, you know, we met Robert Patrick and stuff. That was really cool. And then I did cosplay on Saturday and Sunday, so I don't know. I'll probably do something like that. I just have to decide what I'm going to do for sure. There are some other cosplay stuffs I'm working on. As you guys know, I'm working on a Stranger's the man with the mask outfit, like in the original. And I did source a very good jacket. It's more of a velvet brown, not like corduroy. I thought it was corduroy, and there's so many scenes in the movie where I can't tell if there's actually like cord lines, you know, if it's truly like that kind of corduroy or not. But this is a velvet looking, but it's very similar. It's got the 4 sleeves, or the 4 buttons on the sleeve. The collar is very similar. The pockets are similar. The only problem is it's way too big for me, so I need to get it sized, and I'm hoping I can, because it's pretty massive. I sourced the tie as well from Connor over at Creepy Customs, so I'll have to show you guys that when I get that together. But I do have to get that jacket sized or figure something else out, and I don't have pants yet either, so I'm still trying to figure those out. I'm also working on upgrading my black phone mask, like this one here. See, the straps that come with it are these, you know, standard black elastics. I mean, they look okay, but if you're trying to get a more accurate look like from the movie, you're going to be using like leather straps. So I found somebody online who did it to his, and I picked up some leather straps that should work, and, you know, some rivets and stuff, and hopefully I can swap those out and make that a little bit better. So that's another one of the little side projects I'm doing. I was also going to use some material I found to darken the eyes, probably on that Gen 2 Ghost Face mask I use, because this material is significantly darker and I want to hide the eyes a little bit more. It's kind of a bummer because that means I'm not going to be able to drive at night wearing the mask anymore. Not that I recommend doing that, by the way, but you know, in the original mask with just the single mesh, you can see very, very, very well. Especially during the daytime, it's clear as can be. Even at night, it's pretty clear. But if you double layer it or something and it gets that dark, you can't do that. It's just too dark. Not at night anyway. There's no way. So I'm a little reluctant in that respect. It'd be really cool if I could just, you know, maybe put a little Velcro in them and just pull them off and on, but I don't know, I haven't figured out anything like that yet, but I was thinking of doing that. That's another little side project that I'm working on. All right, guys, well, thank you as always for watching. Sorry I've been away for so long. Just wanted to say thank you to all you guys as well for all the kind messages and everything again over you know, what I've been going through the last while, losing my mom. I do appreciate the kind words and stuff. They meant a lot. So again, thank you as always for watching, and I'm going to get to work on a new video soon enough for you guys to show you those Scream masks for sure. Very excited for those. So stay tuned for that soon, and thank you so much for watching. Take care, guys.